Introducing the DRF Cash Grab app, the super easy, free-to-play sports predictor game from a name you know and trust. The Daily Racing Form. Use your sports knowledge to predict the winners, and you could score thousands of dollars in cash prizes. Pro football, college football, pro basketball, college basketball, hockey, soccer, boxing, baseball, and more. Compete against others for a spot on the monthly leaderboard. Download the DRF Cash Grab app and play today.
Welcome into DRF Daily, DRF Sportsbooks betting live stream, coming at you every single day that there is football. Today we're breaking down a fantastic Pac-12 Friday matchup, moving into a Big 12 showdown on Saturday, and then of course we have to talk about Germany's game, the Seahawks taking on the Buccaneers in an interesting line in that one, and then the Chargers taking on the 49ers later on Sunday. We have all the action. We have all the data. DRF Sportsbook is your place to bet if you're in Iowa. DRF.com/sports is where you can get all the industry-leading exclusive insights and betting angles. And we have a loaded slate of games. Excited to break them all down here today. Starting things off, we're diving right into it. Colorado takes on USC Friday night, tonight in Los Angeles. USC and Lincoln Riley, a 34.5 point favorite. The total is set at 65.5. They expect a high scoring game, but really only from one side. You see that from the 34.5 point spread. USC is going to have to put up a lot of points in order to cover that against a Colorado team who's offensively really inept. They only about average 17 points per game. So USC is going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting in this one, as Colorado probably won't be putting up a lot of points. Mike Sanford, the head coach of Colorado, is 5-25 against the spread in road games after the first month of the season. And here we are sitting in November. We're well past that first month, so things aren't looking pretty for the Buffaloes of Colorado. Lincoln Riley on the other side, in his career, 8-1 against the spread in home games when his team is favored by 31.5 points or more. So, I mean, one thing's going against Colorado, one thing's going for USC. But the thing is, they've been in a game where they've been favored by 24 points or more 3 times this season. Twice against Pac-12 opponents, once against a non-Pac-12, non-conference opponents, and that was Rice. Against Rice, they covered the spread. But against both Pac-12 teams, they put up about 40 points, but they allowed about 20 as well, and they were unable to cover. So they're 1-2 against the spread when favored by 24 points or more this season. One of those was at home, and that's Lincoln Riley's one loss against the spread. It came against Arizona State earlier this season. And USC is a defense that isn't necessarily fantastic. And that may be a problem for them if they want to pull away and cover this game by 35 points. They allow a 64% completion rate. They allow 7.4 yards per attempt. And then on the rush side of things, they're one of the worst teams in terms of rush defense efficiency. They allow 4.5 yards per carry, and they have the 130th unit in the nation. And that actually matches up pretty darn well against Colorado, who, while their offense is pretty bad overall from front to back, their one quote-unquote strong part of their team is their rush offense. 81st in the nation in rushing efficiency, which isn't setting the world on fire. But I mean, if you're looking stacking up, that's nearly double better than what the rush defense efficiency is for USC. So Colorado might be able to get some points going on the ground, and they may be able to take advantage of a shaky Swiss cheese like USC secondary. And that's why, despite Mike Sanford being 5-25 against the spread in road games after the first month of the season, despite Lincoln Riley being 8-1 against the spread in home games as a favorite of 31.5 points or more, I'm going to go Colorado plus 34.5 in this game. Everything paired together, there's a chance USC just absolutely rolls out to a 40-45 point lead. But garbage time is real when you're looking at games like this. You really have to take into effect garbage time. And Colorado at plus 34.5, I think they might be able to chip away, get a touchdown here, a field goal there, late in this game in garbage time when they're still playing for something, and they can cover plus 34.5. I don't love USC at such a large number. And I think Colorado, they stack up, everything paired together, their rushing attack, everything paired together. Colorado might have a chance to keep this one within 35 points. Colorado's 2-7, I believe, 2-6 against the spread this season. They haven't been good, but this is an opportunity for the Buffaloes to pick up a good win against the spread against a fantastic USC team. Moving on from that game, we're going to head from the Pac-12 to the Big 12. TCU, they are number 4 in the College Football Playoff Committee's rankings, which means if the season ended right now, TCU, the Horned Frogs, are in the College Football Playoff. To keep that, they hold their own destiny. They just have to win out, and it starts this weekend as a road underdog against the Texas Longhorns. Texas comes into this one as a 7.5-point favorite. And all the public is on Texas right now. 67% of the public is on Texas. And that's why I'm fading the Longhorns and I'm jumping on the TCU train for a few really, really big reasons. TCU, after a win, they're coming off of a huge win. They're 6-1-1 against the spread this season. That's easy. Boom, bing, bah. Texas, though, 30th in EPA. Expected points added, a really great efficiency metric. TCU, on the other hand, is 7th. You're telling a 23-team difference means that Texas is a 7.5-point favorite. I know it's at home. Quinn Ewers has been good when he plays well, and I know that of course he's good when he plays well, but when he plays well, this Texas team can hang with anyone. They nearly took down Alabama earlier this season, and if he doesn't get hurt, Alabama's probably a 3-loss team right now. But TCU, they have a top 10 rush efficiency offense, a pass efficiency offense. Their defense, though, is lacking on the back end, and that is Texas's strength. Texas has one of the better pass efficiencies in the Big 12. But TCU's offense is just so good. I'm not sure if Texas can keep up with this TCU offense. TCU also over the last 3 is outscoring opponents by 10 points, and that's even by going 6 points under their scoring average on the season. So TCU's defense has stepped up to the plate over the last 3 weeks and come through while their offense hasn't been playing to their high standard that they set through the first few weeks of the season. Texas, on the other hand, only outscoring opponents by 1 point over the last 3 weeks, and they too are going 6 points under their scoring average on the season. So a few things going into it, plus the fact that historically, you want to bet on underdogs of 3.5 to 10 points after they allowed 5.5 or less passing yards last game with their offense returning. So apparently, with not many injuries occurring on TCU last week, their entire offense is coming back, and their secondary has been playing well over the last few weeks. I think this is a dangerous spot for Texas. I think TCU knows what's at stake and knows that they can go into this. I'm not saying TCU wins outright, but I'm saying TCU plus 7.5 is the biggest play of the day. I think TCU at plus 7.5 gives you a lot of value as you look over on drf.com/sports. Both our estimates like Texas to win, but not Texas to cover. Our power line puts it more like Texas at -11. But Game Simulator number 1 likes Texas to win by 7. They're not covering that one. Game Simulator number 2 likes Texas to win by 2. They're not covering on that one. TCU has the better offense. TCU has a slightly worse defense. But Texas has just gotten their stuff done by stopping the run. And TCU doesn't really do much through rushing the ball. Yeah, they're 220 yards per game. But, I mean, their quarterback is in the Heisman conversation for a reason. He's averaging nearly 10 yards per attempt against a Texas defense that's going to have their work cut out for them. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. But I'm all over Texas not to cover. There's a reason TCU is number 4. TCU plus 7.5 is the play. So we're moving on from college football into NFL action. And we're starting with a fantastic game that I think provides a lot. Did I say a lot of value for you all? I mean, the Seahawks come into this one plus 120 on the money line, plus 2.5 on the spread. And Seattle has won 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. They took down Arizona at home. And look, over these last 4, their defense has been playing lights out. They've jumped up to 12th in DVOA defensively because of their play these last 3 weeks. And our game simulator likes Seattle to win. Our power line likes Seattle to cover. They like Seattle all the way up to -3. And against Arizona as a 2-point underdog, they won outright. 2.5-point underdog 4 weeks ago, they won outright. 4.5-point underdog against the Chargers, they won outright. And now they're here. They are 2.5-point underdogs against a Tampa team that comes into this one limping. Just 1-3 over their last 4. And over the last 3, Seattle has scored 31 plus points on average their last 3 games. Tampa, on average, over the last 3 games, have scored just 13. I don't think the Buccaneers at -2.5 are a good bet. This is over in Germany. Seattle's played these games across the pond, I believe, more recently than the Bucs. They played the Raiders a few years back and won. The Seahawks, I think, for all intents and purposes, are the better team. And I know that is crazy saying they have Geno Smith is the better quarterback. The Seahawks have an edge in offensively from top to bottom, front to back, left to right. The Seahawks are the better team. DK Metcalf is better than Mike Evans in this exact moment. Geno Smith is better than Tom Brady in this exact moment. Kenneth Walker better than Leonard Fournette in this exact moment. And they're the 5th best team in DVOA, 7th best offensively. Tampa Bay 17th in DVOA offensively. Now, this should be a great game between the two. I think the line's just about right in terms of being decided by less than a field goal. I think the line just should be the other side. I think the Seahawks should be -2.5. And on top of all that, they played very similar schedules. Tampa with a slightly tougher schedule, but they have a negative point differential, while the Seahawks have a plus 2.4 point differential. Public all over the Seahawks in this game for good reason to cover. I'm not even on the Seahawks to cover. I'm on the Seahawks in this game to win. Their defense has been playing lights out as of late. Their offense continues to be one of the top units in the league. I don't see a scenario where the Buccaneers can keep up with a Seahawks scoring. I mean, if the Seahawks score 24 points in this game, they win. And that's coming off of, games where Seattle has scored, let's see, these last 4 games, they scored 19, they scored 37, 27, 31. I don't see a scenario where to under 24 points in this game. And if they score 24, I don't see the Buccaneers being able to keep pace. Tariq Woolen's playing out of his mind. Kobe Bryant playing out of his mind. Mike Jackson's playing out of his mind. Ryan Neal looking like a fantastic starter. Fill in piece for Jamal Adams, who's missing the rest of the season. Quandre Diggs on the back end of the Seahawks has been fantastic. I don't see the Buccaneers winning this game. I don't see a route where they win this game, and that's why it might be a little irresponsible. I have 5 units on Seattle moneyline. This is my favorite bet of the weekend. I know you want to fade the public, but the Seahawks are the better team. I think Vegas is just infatuated with Tom Brady right now, and there's no good reason you can tell me that the Bucs should be favored in this game at this moment in time. And then moving on to our final game, Chargers taking on the 49ers. Both of these teams coming in 1-2 against the spread. Chargers 3 losses, 5-3 on the season, but a little underwhelming overall. 49ers coming to this one 4-4, and they are a good team, but it's just interesting what's been happening with the 49ers as they lost their season opener against the Bears, and then they've lost 2 of their last 3, lost 28-14 down there in Atlanta, lost 44-23 against Kansas City, came back with a dominant 31-14 win against the Rams, but at one point they were trailing in that one, and the game was kind of up in the air, and now they're taking on the Chargers after a bye week. Chargers come into this one 5-3, a 7-point dog. And it makes you wonder. It feels like the Chargers are maybe a similar team, but the power line likes the 49ers at -9. Game Simulator 1 likes the 49ers to win and cover. So does Game Simulator number 2 to have them win by 8. And I like that. I'm on the 49ers -7 in this one. The public is all over the Chargers. 69% of the public on the Chargers to cover this. We are about 48 hours out from this game, so this can change a little bit. A lot of the public is on the under, but the public thinks the Chargers can come in and keep this one close. And they might be able to. There is a strong possibility Troy Reeder will play, a linebacker for the Chargers who they missed a few weeks ago. And once he went down, their defense started to look a lot worse. He's a major factor on this defense, and his addition will be huge. He's still listed as questionable, but he's been a full participant. So keep an eye on that one as we get closer. But I don't think it necessarily swings this game one way or another. The Chargers come into this one as an underwhelming team. They've been favored in every single game except for one coming into this one. And now this is their largest underdog line of the year. They're 79-51 against the spread since 1992 as a road dog of 7 points or more. But I just don't see this. The Chargers are 20th in DVOA. San Francisco is 9th. San Francisco's defense is really, really good. And with the addition of Christian McCaffrey, who's now been there and has been through a bye week, and the addition of Deebo Samuel, who's coming off of this injury, I think the 49ers are a really, really dangerous team. I think the 49ers are a true Super Bowl contender. And as a Seahawks fan, that pains me to say, and I've been high on the Chargers, but every year they let me down. And the Chargers just aren't a true Super Bowl contender. Give me the 49ers -7. I think they make easy work of the Chargers. I think they win this by multiple possessions. I think Christian McCaffrey gets in for a touchdown. Deebo Samuel has himself a day. And Jimmy Garoppolo looks like a competent NFL quarterback. And I think on the other side, the defense is going to rattle Justin Herbert, who is still dealing with an injured rib that he injured, I believe, in week 2 or 3 when he broke it. He's been playing with it, and his play has taken a little bit of a hit. Fade the public, bet the 49ers -7. Thank you so much for tuning into DRF Daily, DRF Sportsbooks betting live stream. And as always, before we get up on out of here, let's recap our games. We had 4 game picks. That's one more than we usually do. And it is worth saying, folks, you might want to fade me. Last Saturday was 0-6. And just haven't had a good Monday, Thursday. I believe I went 1-2. But no, I went, I'm 2-2, 3-4. I believe I'm 3-4 now on Monday and Thursday night from this last week. So dating back to last Saturday, 3-10. I'm in the fade zone, so take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt. Colorado plus 34.5 against USC. USC is really good. I don't know if their secondary will be able to hold a massive lead in garbage time. I think Colorado might be able to chip away and not lose by 35. I think that's okay saying, right? I think Colorado can win by not 35. They're a terrible team, and they shouldn't lose by 40. They shouldn't. No football team should. No Pac-12 against Pac-12 team should lose by 40. This is a conference game. Colorado should be able to lose by not 35. Then we're going down. We're going TCU plus 7.5 against Texas. I'm not sure that they can win this game outright. They need to win this game outright. But I think this is going to be a close back and forth game. TCU's offense is amazing. They're top 10 in pass efficiency and rush efficiency. Texas, they're all right. They're 30th in EPA, though. TCU's 7th overall. So take that for what it's worth. I don't think a team that's 23 spots different can win by more than a touchdown. Seahawks plus 120 money line. This line's all types of whack. It smells fishy, but I think for all the wrong reasons. I think Vegas is still infatuated with Tom Brady for some weird reason. The Buccaneers aren't good. They lead the league in drops. This is a Seahawks defense that has come on as of late. They've shut down Kyler Murray. They've made him look bad. They've made the Cardinals look bad, even with DeAndre Hopkins. I have 5 units on this game. Seahawks plus 120 money line. This is the bet I feel the most confident about. And me saying that, it can't bite me in the butt, right? That's not going to come back and haunt me. 49ers -7 as well. I think 49ers, hot take, fade in the public. I think 49ers win this by multiple scores. 10, 14 type of game. 49ers, Christian McCaffrey is really, really good. Deebo Samuel's back from injury. He's really, really good. And this offense, we talk about being positionless. This is an offense that can be positionless. So give me the 49ers -7 against a Chargers squad. Until next time, we won't be here Saturday or Sunday. We'll be back Monday with DRF Daily, giving you all the breakdown. That's why we broke down a Friday game, Saturday game, Sunday game, and a Sunday game to keep you covered throughout the weekend. Until Monday, have a profitable weekend. Follow us at DRF Sportsbook anywhere on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Find us, DRF Sportsbook. Until next time, see ya.